so het Fleetwood Mac het nou vanoggend gesing vir ons van Tell me lies, tell me sweet little lies, en check out die slang met die tong, die virktong. Check out that snake with its forked tongue. Lies. So we're going to be talking about lies this morning and how that affects you. Good morning, Lucy. How are you doing? Are you well? I hope that you are well. I hope that you are blessed. Hallo, Thelmakie. Hoe gaan dit met jou, Thelma? Ek wag net vir my beraders om klein bietjie oop te gaan. En dan kry ek vir jou daai hulp waarvoor jy gevra het. Ek het nie van jou vergeet nie. Jy weet, elke persoon wat inkom, hoor ek eers by die Here, wie is die beste persoon? Rita, hallo my skat, net moeg van al die seer kry en PTSD. Ja, dis die moeilikheid, nie? En hoeveel van die PTSD, die post-traumatic stress, ek hou nie van die woord disorder nie, maar die goeders, hoeveel van dit het te doen met leuns? Hoeveel van die goedjies, hallo Lee, wat ons mee wat ons werk mee het te doen, of wat ons sukkel mee, elke dag, het te doen met leuns. How many of the things, the issues that we struggle with today, has to do with lies, with a lie that someone told you, and lies are not always just words. You know, lies are sometimes things that people do to us that are not true, that hurt us, that are deceitful. So, here's the thing. Case study number 1. I'm going to tell 2 case studies this morning. Hello Thomas Barlow, how are you doing? Hello Engela, hoe gaan dit met jou? How are you doing? So we're talking about lies this morning, and Fleetwood Mac sang for us, tell me lies, tell me sweet little lies. Hello child of God, welcome, welcome. How has a lie or lies impacted your life? Have you ever needed to tell a lie? I have. I've lied. I can lie. I hate lies. But I have lied, and I can lie. And yes, but the thing is that the devastation that it brings, the hurt that it causes, is just, hello Wayne, how are you doing? The hurt that it causes is just not worth it. So, case study. A woman is married to a man. Very, very long time marriage, like, I don't want to quote the number of years, but it's more than 20 years that they've been married. And they have 2 sons together. But the husband has wayward ways. He has an eye for a pretty woman. Hello, Mona. How you doing, Mona? So the husband has an eye for a pretty woman, even though he's married. And so the husband has a relationship. I don't know if it was a brief encounter, a once-off encounter, but a child was conceived. Now this particular woman and her husband only had 2 sons. She didn't have a daughter. And when her mother died, she took her little baby sister in and she raised her baby sister. So in their household, it was the husband, the wife, 2 boys, and then the sister. But the sister was not a baby anymore. She was older than the 2 boys. And so she, out of the goodness of her heart, raises her sister together with her 2 little boys. But this husband and the baby sister is now reaching teenage years, and so the husband starts to make advances towards the sister. Now the baby sister was the older sister's daughter in essence. She raised her. She took care of this baby sister of hers for 4 years. So the baby sister decides that she's not taking too kindly to the advances of the sister's husband, the brother-in-law, and she feels very unsafe. So as a teenager, she decides she's no longer going to live with them. And on one visit to her father, who has remarried after the death of their mother, she decided to not tell anyone except for a cousin of hers. And the two of them plot together. And she moves back to another sister of hers. They were a couple of sisters. So, it then so happened that a year after the baby sister left, the sister who was raising her, the husband of the married sister conceives a child with a woman. All right. So the baby sister goes back to visit her sister who raised her for 4 years because she loves this sister very much. She actually sees her as a mother. But upon her visit, she finds this baby. Now this is odd because the married sister couldn't have any children because she had cancer, breast cancer, both her breasts removed. She had already had a hysterectomy, so she knows, baby sister knows, this is not my sister's child. And so the married sister tells the baby sister that it is the husband's child. It is the child that he fathered with another woman. All right. And so the other woman comes to visit, and so the baby sister meets this other woman. But the baby sister is so overcome with love and joy over the new little baby that she doesn't really think, and she's a teenager. She's 16 years old. What does she know? Nothing. So everybody's just in love with this new baby, and it so happens that the married sister adopts, and the husband, they adopt, because remember the husband is the paternal father of this baby, so they adopt this little baby and they raise this baby as their own. But this baby she never knows the truth. And as the baby sister grows older, she develops a very big dislike in lies. And so she's always on this older sister and tells her, you must tell this baby the truth. You've got to tell her the truth. Good morning, Joey. How are you, Joey? Hoe gaan dit met jou? And so it happens that various arguments then happens between the baby sister and the married sister, or the older sister. And eventually, because the baby sister is saying she's got to know the truth, tell the truth, because this is not right. Somewhere, somehow, the truth is going to come out, and it's going to be devastating. Tell the truth because it then so happens that the entire family knows that let's call her the mother. The mother has had both her breasts removed due to cancer, had an hysterectomy. Everybody knows it's not her child. And everybody can see that this little baby girl looks exactly like her two brothers. You can see, they are family. So everybody kind of knows that there's a snake in the grass. So eventually, the older sister gets cancer and she is preparing to die. And the family then contacts the baby sister, knowing that she loved the older sister very much and that she would take care of her, which indeed she did. She took care of the older sister until the older sister then passed away. Stage 4 cancer. So she took care of the older sister until the sister passed away right next to her on Christmas morning. So things came full circle for baby sister, because she, just like the older sister took care of her when she was a little girl, she then took care of her older sister and nursed her. And the whole nappy thing. Cancer is not a pretty thing. It's a terrible thing. It's a hard thing. But in this time that the baby sister is now taking care of the older sister and helping her to not to end her life, helping her to die, because the cancer killed her. In this time, the older sister then wants to know what it is that the baby sister is now doing for a living. And the older sister tells her that, well, she's now, in the meantime, become a counselor, and she starts sharing with her about cancer and the origins of cancer and that kind of thing. And the two of them starts counseling. And again, the story of the truth about the little baby girl comes up. Now, by that time, the baby girl is 38 years old. And she still doesn't know the truth. But it so happens that the baby girl speaks to the younger sister. And she tells her that she's thinking of getting a divorce. And let's call the baby sister now the counselor. So the counselor is horrified. And she pulls a couple of fancy counseling moves there. And she asks the baby, why do you want to divorce your husband? What, have you fallen out of love with him? What happened? Is there somebody else? What's happening? And the baby sister says, no, she just doesn't, she's not happy. But then again, she's never been happy. Something is off. Hallo Beertjie. Beertjie, jy kan uitreik na ons toe. My foonnommer is op die, my telephone number is right on the bio screen. So if you go to the bio, you will see a little phone there. And if you press on that phone, we will most certainly, I will get back to you. I will take your WhatsApp. Please don't call me now because I'm on the live. Just wait for after 12. But we will most certainly reach out. So let's get back to the story. So after the counselor then hears that this girl just thinks something is off. She knows something is off, but she doesn't know what is off, because remember, the entire family's lied to her all her life. She is not her mother's daughter. She is her father's daughter. However, so the counselor says to her, please, give me a chance. I will fix this. I promise you, you will know why you feel the way you do, but give me a chance. Now, the doctors at that time said that the mother would, if she was a strong young woman, they would give her 1 year to live. But hello, Sabella, how are you doing, my darling? But she wasn't a strong woman. She was a very weak woman. She was a very, very sick woman. And so she died. And But in the time before her death, hello Nutty Nun, hello my darling, but in the time before this woman's death, she spent a lot of time, day and night, with the counselor sister. And the counselor kept saying to her, you must tell the baby, you must tell her, you must tell her, you must get this off. So, the counselor promises the sister that the counselor wouldn't say anything to the baby. It was a lie, because the counselor had every intention of setting this child's life straight, because the counselor had now already heard that this baby, she's in dire straits. She's in dire straits. She is preparing to leave her husband. But there's nothing wrong in the marriage. They are exceptionally wealthy. They have a wonderful business that they built together. But this child wants, this 38-year-old woman wants to divorce her husband because she knows something is off and she's just not happy, thinking that it is the marriage. You see, but it wasn't. Because you see, in our spirits, we know when something is off. But she never knew why she felt something was off. And so the counselor lied to the dying sister, promising her that she would never tell the baby the truth. But she had also promised the baby, who is 38 years old, that she would set things right. Hello, Rix. So one Christmas morning, the mother sister passes away. In the very early hours of the morning, on Christmas morning, she dies. And everybody's heartbroken, of course, and the baby jumps on the counselor, and she says to her, listen, I want you to pack an overnight bag. I want you to come and spend the night with me, which the counselor obviously does. She's thinking, look, the child is now grieving the loss of her mother, the woman who she thinks is her mother. So she goes. And the baby does not let go. She says, you promised you would set things straight. I want to know what is wrong. Now, the counselor has a practice of recording all sessions, because by law, all sessions has to be recorded. And in the time of the counseling, before the mother sister passed away, the sessions with her were recorded. Obviously, if something ever goes to court, then the counselor has, and it also keeps the counselor on their toes, so that they watch what they say and how they say it. So, eventually, after a grueling night of saying, please, 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 you promised you would set things straight, the counselor then played the short extract where they discuss the origins of this baby, and that the mother was in fact not the mother, but she adopted the baby. The baby was not shocked. The baby sat wide-eyed, and she said, is there anything else that I need to know? The counselor said, no, there's nothing else. This is it. That is what I know. But I love you very much. The whole family loves you very much. But that's the truth. You are not your mother's daughter, but you are your father's daughter. So this baby girl, obviously, she thinks about this whole thing, and eventually they all go to sleep. And the baby girl gets up in the morning, and the counselor goes home, because, now remember, the mother passed away the previous day. So the counselor goes home. Neem julle jou gesprek op sonder dat jy weet, sielkundig is nee, ek wil net gou mooi dankie sê hierso. Baie dankie. Kyk, en elke En eerstens is ons nie sielkundiges nie, ons is counselors. Elke counselor, elke sielkundige, elke psychologist, alle sessies moet recorded wees. Verstaan jy? Dit is wet. Dis volgens wet. So nou in die ou dae het die counselors se gesit en neerskryf, wanneer die mense na ons toe kom, sê ons vir hulle, ons hou rekord. Ek moet, dit is dit met jou reg, verstaan jy, ek moet rekord hou. Nou, hierdie is nie verdeel van wie ook al nie, dit is nie onder mekaar deel nie, dit is nie, it's not for sharing at all. You could actually lose your license if you practice, in contradiction to the law. So, no, it is your counselee always knows. And they agree to it. If they don't agree to it, then we cannot work with you. You understand? Because we are bound by law. We unfortunately, or fortunately rather, we are bound to the Constitution and to also an oath of secrecy. So, but it is standard practice for it to happen. So we work strictly according to the law, and it's also for your protection, for the counselee's protection, so that if your counselor advises you something that makes you do something terrible, then the counselor is going to be in trouble. So it's a very serious and dangerous job, because we work with lives. All right. So the girl phones up the counselor and she says to the counselor, listen, I want to go and speak to my father. Will you come with me? And the counselor says, for sure, I will come with you. Of course I will come with you. Because she has also promised the mother that she would take care of the baby. You know, she would look after her emotionally. This is a wealthy woman. She doesn't need anybody to provide for her. But the sister, then the counselor, obviously loves the baby girl, and she promised to take care of her, at least emotionally, and support her. So the two of them go together to the father, and the baby confronts the father and says, I know that my mother is not my mother, and can you tell me who is my mother? And the father turns around and he says to the baby girl, that's true, your mother is not your mother, but I'm also not your father. And of course, the baby looks at the counselor, and the counselor looks at the baby, and the counselor jumps up, and she says, in the name of Jesus Christ, stop lying. The father insists. So the baby is shocked, because she asked the counselor, is there anything else? And the counselor said, no, there's nothing else. Because according to what the counselor knew, that was it. She knew the father is the father. So the thing is, can you imagine the level of devastation that lie caused for an entire family? It is devastating. Lies break, hurt. That woman, the baby didn't go on to get a divorce. She never divorced, because then the thing that was off, she had clarity on. And she's very happily married, and hello Fruitelvarkie, and everything's well, because now she knows the truth. There's never been, as far as the counselor knows, there's never been a paternity test. Or rather, there was a paternity test when the baby was little, but the mother destroyed all evidence, because she never wanted the baby girl to find out that she was not her maternal mother. Obviously, she loved this girl. She loved her very much. Hallo Fruitelvarkie, jy's pragtig man, dankie. So my question to you this morning is, okay, this is a hectic story about lies. It is an actual case study, and I haven't mentioned any names. We hear so much in the counseling room, and much of what we hear could actually benefit another person. And that is why we will often tell about what we have learned. I have much to tell. I can tell you a story every day of the week, a different story. I would like to know, how do you feel about lies? Has a lie or have many lies impacted your life? Have you ever needed to lie? Because here in the story that I told, we've got, hello Crystal, my skat. We've got the story about many people. But this morning, back to lies. Let us just talk about lies. And have you ever needed to lie? Has somebody ever lied to you? How has it impacted your life? Because this counselor, she lied. She lied. She promised she wouldn't tell, and she lied. She knew. When she said to the mother sister that she would never tell, she lied, and she knew it was a bold-faced lie. But she also knew if she did not tell the truth, that this baby was going to get a divorce. She was going to not only mess up her life, she was going to mess up her husband's life, and by that time she already had her own 2 children. She was going to impact many lives. Thelma says, my hele lewe is 'n leuen. You see, ek hoor jou hart, Thelma. My hele lewe is 'n leuen. Weet jy, soos met hierdie baba sissie nou, dinge gebeur. Things happen. And please, I'm asking forgiveness and for accommodation to all the Afrikaans viewers. Ek gaan swaai Afrikaans toe, ek gaan so swaai tussen Engels en Afrikaans, but we also now going onto a international platform where English is obviously, the main language, the main spoken tongue. So we don't want our Japanese viewers to miss out on something very important that may touch their hearts. Because you know what? Dis nie net hier so in Suid-Afrika wat die moeilikheid is nie, it's all over the world. People are people. So why should it be that you and I can't live in harmony? You see, there again, you just say a word to me and I catch a song. Just like a lie impacted this woman's life, and it nearly destroyed her life, I can understand why the mother and father chose to lie. I cannot understand why the last lie happened, why the father said he wasn't her father, because everybody can see that she is her two brothers' sister, and she is his child. Everybody could see that, but he chose to tell that lie. Op 21 uitgevind, die pa wat my groot gemaak het, is nie my biologiese pa nie. Ai, vroetelvarkie, ek is so bitter jammer. Wat sou dit vir jou beteken het, as jy miskien vroeër uitgevind het? What would it have meant to you if you had grown up? And people say to me, but you can't tell a child that they're not your child. I have a child that is not from my body. Okay, but I took her when she was an adult child. But if she had come into my life as a little baby, this is what I would have done. Hello, Sonia. I would have picked her onto my lap and I would have said, I love you very, very much. And usually, children are born inside or are developed inside a mommy's tummy. But you were not developed inside my tummy. But I wanted you so much, and I love you so much. And I prayed and I asked God, if you believe in God, if you believe in the universe, whatever deity, Allah, whatever you believe in, I asked for you, for you specifically. I waited all my life just for you. And I love you so much because you are the child of my heart. So you were not born from my body, but you were born from my heart. And that little child, whether it be a boy or a girl, will grow up from the age of 6 months, baby. You know, you speak to a baby. You speak into their hearts. Their hearts know this. I remember when my eldest son was born, and he was born with a problem. He was born with a hole in his back. I used to talk to him all the time. I wasn't a counselor at that time. I was a young, stupid woman, girl. And but at that time, I listened to Santa Barbara a lot, and when this theme song of Santa Barbara played, he turned his little head because he remembered Mommy and I used to listen to this every single day, you know. Mommy with her big tummy, me inside, we listened to Santa Barbara. He recognized the theme song. So Frittelfatjie is saying, wat wou gee om 'n verhouding met my regte pa te hê? She is saying she would give anything to have a relationship with her real father. And you see, that is the thing. When children know the truth, they grow up in freedom. They grow up without wandering. You know, many times we sit in counseling and the person was adopted, or what, in the case where there's lies, it just gets very confusing. But there are certain problems in their lives that if you look at the family, so we always try and see, is there a generational curse on this person's life? And in generational curses, I mean, like for instance, a physical deformity. If you scratch far back, and that's why the medical doctor always wants to know about your family history. So your counselor wants to know about your family history, because if they know, okay, well, you know, you have a problem with alcohol, and your father had a problem, or your father didn't have a problem, but your grandfather had a problem, we know it's in the genes. And so we can start to action accordingly. We can just action better. Hello, Deirdre. Hello, Ruan. So we can action better and get rid of the curse over your life. You know, whether it be alcoholism, some people, the entire family is fat, you know, overweight. Why? Because there is a generational curse. So when you break the generational curse, the person, your counselee, stops battling that problem. You understand what I'm saying here? So, if children are told from the earliest days, from day one, the very first day that you take this little baby into your arms and you say, you are not born from my body, but you were birthed in my heart, because I waited for you all my life. That makes a huge difference. The child grows up knowing the truth. So when the child sits in class and they do life orientation, and the children learn about how babies are conceived, about sex and all of that, this child can say, boldly stand up and say, you know what, I wasn't born from my mommy's tummy, but I was birthed from her heart. You know, what a difference that would make. What a difference. The child would know, growing up, that he and she belonged. But I understand that when there are affairs, in other words, when a lie happened, I understand that lie, there is the perception or the conviction that the lie must be covered with another lie and another lie. And Dominique is saying one lie creates a ripple effect that can last ages. Absolutely. Just like the story that I told. I mean, it nearly destroyed a new generation, a family in a new generation, you know. So Shadow is saying lies are never good. Lies are never good. And I agree, they are never good. And so this morning, I don't want to tell you not to lie. I wanted to tell you a story of how lies can affect innocent people. I mean, this woman's 2 children, her husband, they were innocent. Yet, they nearly lost her because she knew in her spirit something is off. And it makes forgiveness very, very difficult. Yes, yes. So let us look at the motivation for a lie. Let us look at why people are motivated to lie. If I come to you today and I say, oh, please donate to my cause. Please donate to my cause. I'm going to use all the money that you donate to me to the cause, and I'm going to pay my counselors. And 6 months down the line, you are donating money, and everybody's donating, and the mustard seed tree just has maningi money, and I am still saying my counselors are not being paid. I'm not being paid. But then I say to Natinan or to Shadow or to Rikus or Dane or any one of the counselors, I'm saying to them, listen, you must now take over the lives for me. You must keep on begging for money, hey? You must keep on begging because you know there's no money. Meantime, back at the Rods, there's lots of money. I'm going to go to the Seychelles for a holiday. I'm taking a week off. But now I can't say to my team, I'm taking the money that I got in to go to the Seychelles. So I concoct this lie and I'm saying I'm going for a hernia operation because I really do have 4 hernias. But I have no intention of fixing the hernias. I'm going to the Seychelles. You see, that would cause so much devastation. First of all, if the gifters find out that their money is being used for a holiday instead of paying people who really deserve to be paid, that would make them say, I'm never giving that woman another cent. She's just scallop, you know. So the motivation for a lie is never birthed from a good place. It is always birthed from a place to cover an evil. And that cannot be a blessing. It really cannot be a blessing. Then, the flip side is that people have said to me, this person lied to me. They insult my integrity. I want to say to you, no, you've got it wrong. You've got it wrong. Liars don't insult your integrity. When you are being the person who are lied to, don't. No, you're wrong. They're not insulting your integrity. They are trying to cover up their own deceitful heart. That is why they tell you the lie. It's actually because they respect you so much that they have to lie to you. Because if you had to know how vile the motive of their heart really is, you would probably turn away from them. So they have to lie. Not because they think you're stupid. That's not why they lie. They lie because they value you so much that they cannot lose your respect. They cannot lose your trust, which they're going to lose as soon as they lie. It is to cover. I don't have another word for vile. Help me out, please. Disgusting, dirty. The motive of their heart is impure. And so they lie to keep you in their lives. That's why people lie. And Shadow is saying, but how do I forgive it? It is very simple. It is very simple. It is hard to forgive. Shadow is saying, rather hurt me with the truth than soothe me with a lie. I hate lies. As do I. As do I. But in having said that, I have to also come clean and say, I have lied in my life. I am capable of lying, very much so. I have been told, don't lie because I see it immediately. So I'm probably not a very good liar, but I am very capable of lying, as each and every one of us are capable of telling lies. However, think of the consequences. Think of the consequences. Now, how do I forgive a lie? First of all, I realize, and I can say to the person, okay, I now know the truth about why you lied to me. Or I know the truth. Life is easier without lies. It is. It's far easier. Far, far easier. Just be straight out. Just be straight out. It's much easier for everybody concerned. So if I, Dominique, thank you, my darling. Thank you. Much love for you. Thank you. I don't have a song for that one, but much love. Thank you so much. It's a December thing. She sent December thingamabobs. Thank you so much. Calendar thingies. You're awesome, Dominique. So, how do I forgive a lie? Remember, the person who lied to you carries on with their life. They don't think, oh, I lied to her, I lied to him, they're thinking, whew, I got off. And then they carry on with their life. That is what happens with a liar. They are not vexed by the lie they told every night and day. I must say, the lies that I have told, I have been vexed, and I came clean of every lie that I've ever told. Shadow is saying, or rather not forgive, but trust again. You see, there, I'm so glad. Thank you, Shadow. You're so faithful to always bring those two together. Forgive and trust has nothing to do with one another. So let's go to the forgiving part first. Because if I don't forgive, I'm going to become sick. When a person sits in front of me and they have cancer, I have one question. Who hurt you so badly? Tell me about all the people who hurt you so badly. And then they start telling me. And then it is evident that they carry much unforgiveness in their heart. And unforgiveness makes you sick on a cellular level. It breaks your immunity down. And when your immunity is down, your cancer cells may start to grow. And a cancer cell is a terrible thing. I'm waiting for a palliatical doctor to come and talk to us, but he's very busy, so we're hoping that he will find the time, fit it in his schedule. But the point is that when you live with unforgiveness, you're going to get sick. I'm not speaking this over your life. No, not at all. I'm warning you. Give that lie to the deity that you believe in. Give it away. Pronounce every day, Dad, I forgive you for what you did to me. Mom, I forgive you. Because very often it is our parents. Sometimes we have to forgive our children. Whoever has harmed you, whoever has lied to you, pronounce, fake it till you make it. Say, I forgive you. I forgive you. And one day you'll wake up and you'll say, you know what? I haven't said I forgive you in a month, in a week. And you know why? Because you truly have forgiven them. You've just let them go. But never trust them again. If I have taken 10 rand from your purse, I have shown you that I have the propensity to steal, to be a thief. The best thing is keep your purse close to you, and when I'm around you, keep it even closer. Put it inside. Just don't let me get to your purse, because I have then already proven myself that I have a weakness in that area of my life. So trust and forgive are two very, very different things. When I say I forgive you, I'm saying that big burden that I have carried in my heart because of what you have done to me, I'm giving it away. I'm giving it to the deity that I believe in. My deity happens to be Jesus Christ. Perhaps yours is Allah, or whatever. Perhaps you're an atheist. That's okay. Throw it in the sea. Chuck it in the sea. Whatever you need to do. And Shadow is saying, but when you live with someone who lies on a daily basis, how do you handle that? All right. So when you live with someone who you know is lying all the time, every day of your life, my counsel to you is, do not believe a word they say, because their lie is not your responsibility, although it probably impacts your life. It just, thank you, Dominique. Thank you, my darling. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Much love for you. Thank you, Dominique. I'm going to lick that thing. That lollipop. Thank you so much. You catch them, they confess, and they just do it again. Yes. And the reason why they just do it again is because there's no true remorse. Remember, Joey says, keep on forgiving 70 times 7. It makes you stronger. It does. Eventually, my darling, you realize that I cannot trust a word. There's a song. We can't go on together with suspicious lies. Hey, Elvis the King. I love him. I love his music. So I have to live with you. I don't have anywhere else to live. But you lie to me every single day of my life. Simple is, I close my heart off to you in terms of trust. Mine, suspicious mind. Okay, that was wrong. That was wrong. Thank you, Dominique, for helping me out there. Okay, that was like a big blooper on my part. Okay, tell me lies, tell me sweet little lies. That's a better song. Thank you, Dominique. I feel like a idiot. But yeah, there we go. At least I I tried, but I failed. I'm sorry. Forgive me. Yeah, you know why I'm sorry? I'm sorry that I just ek het my naam met 'n plank geslaan, man, you know. Suspicious minds. Okay. But yes, now that thank you, Dominique, for that one. The thing is that when you live with someone who lies all the time, you will be suspicious of them all the time. Why? Because they lie. They lie. If they say, no, don't talk, we all knew, did you all know? So, and you were sitting there chuckling and thinking, oh, this mad woman, she can't even get her songs right. You're so sweet. Sorry, girl, sorry. When you are living with a liar, guard your heart. Guard your heart at all times. When they say to you, you know what, there's a thunderstorm outside. Open up your door, go out, see there's no thunderstorm, close the door and saying, would you like a cup of tea? Because you know they're lying. Eventually, you will come free. Because, you know, the circle of life makes that most, not all, but most relationships come to a beginning and an end. And when you are married, I hope that it never comes to an end if it is a good marriage. If it is a bad marriage, filled with lies, filled with abuse, then my prayer, my hope for you is that it does come to an end. Because nobody deserves to live in abuse. And abuse is rooted in lie. What is the lie in abuse? Abuse is rooted in the lie that says, I have the right to hurt you. I have the right to hurt you. That is the thing that abuse is rooted in. So, above all things, guard your heart. Forgive those who act in vile, disgraceful, disgusting ways towards you. But by all means, if you can get away from a liar, then do that. if there is a way for you to remove yourself from abuse, please do that. Give the lie that was told to you back to the person who told the lie. Quit with the thinking that they underestimate my, is manipulation a kind of a lie? Abso-freaking-lutely. Abso-freaking-lutely. Because if I say to you, Shadow, if you don't do, I need you to, this morning, you did a thing with our logo for me. You made it fit smaller, whatever it was that you did. If I wanted to manipulate you in doing it, I would have said to you, if you don't do this for me, then I can't, then it's going to be your fault that this particular site that I'm trying to put the logo on is not going to do well, because you it's you must do this. I know I don't know how to do it, therefore I'm asking. So I'm asking you straight out. So I could go the route of manipulating you to make it appear that you would be responsible for this endeavor that I haven't told anybody about, that I'm trying to do, would fail. But I chose not to. Because why would I? Because lying is not first and foremost in my particular mind, because I have seen the devastation thereof. So I'm not going to manipulate you. I'm going to say to you outright, listen, I don't know how to do this. Please, can you do this for me? Ta-da! You know, and you can say, I can, but I don't want to. Or, I can, but I don't have the time.